Hi, this is Katrina Kaif, and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.
On huge popular demand, we have with us Madam Sir from Bharat, Katrina Kaif. बहुत स्वागत आपका Bollywood Hungama पे.
Thank you.
And how do you just react to the wonderful epithet that you've got, Madam Sir?
I like it because the first thing it does is make you laugh. So it's nice. I think Ali, he's a really good writer. I think he comes up with stuff that it's relatable, it's interesting, it's emotional,
Right.
but it's also fun. You know, I think his movies, if you go to see, there's always a very strong emotional core, and there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of angst, there's a lot of emotion, but it's still fun. He doesn't lose the joy along the way. Like
Right.
I think he's very clear. He wants to entertain his audiences.
Right. So I was talking to Ali a few days back, and in your filmography, Mere Brother Ki Dulhan and Tiger Zinda, two other films that where you have been presented, I think, wonderfully well. How crucial and important is this director?
I think me and Ali have had an incredible time in the work that we've done together.
Ji.
Right from Mere Brother Ki Dulhan, where I think it was his first film, and he was finding his voice as a filmmaker. And I could see that because by that point I had done quite a few films.
Right.
And it was his first film. And I could see that this was a person who I knew well because he was the first assistant director on two previous films that I had done.
Right.
He was on Kabir Khan's films.
Right.
So I knew him as a person, but he had not directed before. This was going to be his first, film as a director. And I could see that this is a person who had a unique voice, and he had, I could see there was something really interesting in him, but he was still finding his voice. And Mere Brother Ki Dulhan for me was just such a fun film and such an incredible character because I think Ali knows me really well as a person, and
Right.
he gave me a chance to show that fun side, which actually is, what I'm like most of the time when, you're not in a work environment.
Right.
And he allowed me to show that kind of mad and, kind of very quirky side. So we really enjoyed that process. After that, I think he directed two films where he went outside, and I was seeing the films he was doing. Sultan especially was a really good film. Like when I saw the film, I remember thinking that he's really growing a lot, and he's really finding
Right.
who he is and
Right.
what he wants to stay with his movies. And then when we came together again for Tiger Zinda, that was a franchise. Ek Tha Tiger was already there. Your characters were established, so it was. It was nice. Like I really enjoyed the action. It was kind of me and Salman teaming up again after 5 years. I think it was after a 5-year gap. There was a lot of warmth on that set. Like it was a very nice set to be on. The film got received wonderfully, by the audiences. And then now Bharat being our third film together. When I read the script of Bharat, however it came to me, a lot has been said, about that.
Yeah. A lot of people have been thanked.
Yeah, a lot of people haven't thanked, true. But, I think every film has its own destiny, and I think this film ultimately, I guess it was in my destiny for this role to come to me. And for me, it was an incredible role, and I really believe it's probably, I count it among the best roles of my career till date. I find the character so well written. She's such a strong woman. She's interesting. But there's a lot of layers. There's a lot of the way he's written her is not one-dimensional, and I immediately fell in love with the character. And when Ali sent me the script, I read it. I called him up. I said, "I think it's your best work. I think it's your best script." And I've read all his scripts, and I'm really looking forward to doing it.
Salman said today that you deserve to win a national award for this role, and he said it in all seriousness.
See, I think obviously everyone associated with a film always feels that love and that passion for what you do, because there's so it's been a long journey. It's been a journey that we've all put our heart and soul into it, and I think Salman has seen every step of the way how hard we've worked on this. Me and Ali trying to create this character and get this character right for me and for the film. So I think the ultimate test is going to be when the film releases, that what is the audience's response to it. I think for me that's the most important test, and that's the most important next step. And then after that, let's see.
Ali really enjoys the picturizations of the songs. I think Chashni is looking outstanding the way it has been picturized, the styling, the locations, everything I think is on another level altogether. Heightened sense of romance, just making you guys walk on the water. So how was the experience of something like Chashni? And I think even your styling, I think is very different. Your hair is different right to the film.
Yeah, because the film, it travels over a span of time. So I think it starts in the 1970s when my character is introduced in the film. I think it's around the late 70s, around 1978.
Right.
And it goes up into a span of 2010. So you see there are many different looks. And we wanted to be very authentic to the era that we were showing in the film. So there were a lot of real elements which Ali took from, certain people who were well known at that time, or certain styles who were well known at that time. So in the 80s, he took an element which he thought was very,
like a Zinda Taman, Parveen Babi, and
kind of like that, yeah. So intrinsic to them. In fact, there is a Zinda Taman reference in the film where Vilaiti, which is the character Sunil Grover plays.
Right.
He brings that up in one dialogue. So Ali's very cleverly woven that in to show as the tagline says, it's a journey of a man and a country. So he wanted to bring a lot of things that we associate from those years, from those times, into the film to kind of show that period in the film really well. Right. Veera is an incredible costume designer. I can't say enough for the work she did in the film, because I just think she completely gave the physical look to the character which I had imagined and which we were creating. The emotional base, who she is, what she thinks, what she feels, all that was something we worked on really hard before getting on the set.
Right.
And there wasn't a lot of time that we wanted to dedicate to the clothes, because I just felt, and I think Ali felt, that Veera just knows her job so well. And when she just came with kind of like everything, I just thought that this was exactly the way that I would have wanted her to be. Very real, no too much fuss, very authentic to the era. And I love I love the curly hair, which
it makes you look very different as well.
Yeah, it gives a certain kind of individuality, which because we as actors, you can play different characters, but you have the look which you have, right? Like there's a certain, I bring the same person every day to the set. So to be able to change and alter your look physically, it does really help when you're trying to create a very specific character.
Right.
And I wish I could do it more. Like I wish we could do that. And I think this is one of the films that I'm super happy with the fact that we created a look which is really distinguishable.
So Katrina, as your fans have been asking for a very long time, we've taken a few questions from your fans on Twitter. Let's take a few of them. There are too many of them. This is Naba from Guwahati. Which is your favorite film of Salman Khan?
Wow. That's a good question. I would say, okay, I'm going to choose two. I'm going to choose one with me and one without. Because that's only fair.
No problem.
I would say either Tere Naam.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And one with you?
Ek Tha Tiger.
Ek Tha Tiger.
Because it was, I think, the first kind of film like that, of that genre. And let me add one more. I would say Sultan. Because I think Sultan is Salman's most, I think it's just a really, really incredible performance.
And then we've seen what he does with that step in the live shows. This is Kanchan from Lucknow. Most favorite scene with Salman from Bharat?
So there's a scene in the film, without giving too much away, where Salman and Vilaiti are coming to try and be employed at where my character works. Like she's the one who this is in the trailer. So she's the one who's doing the screening process, the selection process of who is going to be selected for the job and who's not. And this part you don't see in the trailer, but what happens after that is when they're doing the physical test. So they have to pass a physical test. Of course, Bharat's character, Salman's character, is being the show-off that he is. He's trying to like impress her and do these things, and it's a very, very funny sequence. And I think it was just when we was doing it on set, like me and Ali were like, we were seeing the monitor, and I was like, Ali, this is Salman's best scene in the film. It's very funny. Like it's done with so much. Ek to hai that you were teasing a girl. that's fine. That's in every film. But the way he's done that scene, he's done it with so much like flair and attitude. It's really funny. She's getting more and more and more and more irritated. Every time he tries to impress more, she's like getting more outraged. Like you know, like how dare you take me seriously?
Right. And you're speaking hardcore Hindi. How's that experience?
I mean, with every film, I think my intention is to get a certain progress and a certain step up and a certain better command and a certain better way of delivering dialogues. And I think that in this film, we've really been able to achieve that. And I had an incredible person working with me, and I think it just the way that he took me through everything and the way we approached.
What's his name?
Proficient, sir.
Okay.
Proficient, sir is his first name. I don't know if I should give you his full name. We have to keep him a secret.
Goes to the movie as well. Surname.
Yeah, surname is Sir.
All right.
But yeah, I think he took me in a way through the dialogues which really, really helped me.
Okay, this is Sangamitra from Kolkata. You were offered this movie at the last moment and you instantly signed it. What did you see in this character which motivated you to sign it? What made you love Komad so much? I
mean, like I think what we've been discussing so far, I think the way that Ali wrote this character was she's not there for, you know, certain parts of glamour or entertainment in the film. Like it's a very, very strong character. This is a strong woman who is fighting for her place. She's alone. She doesn't have a big support system. She's fighting for respect in where she works, which is, you know, predominantly a male-dominated environment completely.
Right.
And I like the fact that Ali made this character very emotionally available. Like she's emotional. She can say what she wants, but she's also very strong. And I think that's actually, it takes more strength to be able to have the courage to say what you feel emotionally or to say to another person what you feel and to have, you know, face the possible rejection than just to pretend that you never feel anything. So I actually think that is more, that's stronger. A person who's able to say what they feel and have no fear or have the courage to face whatever the outcome is, that's truly a strong person.
Okay, this is Bhushan from Akola. I'm biggest fan of Akshay Kumar and yours, and you both means world to me. Super excited to see your jodi in Sooryavanshi after a long. How excited are you?
Yeah, really happy. We've already shot a few days for Sooryavanshi, and I really thought that, okay, what's it going to be like? There's going to be this, you know, uncomfortable, you know, or that kind of, you know, finding the comfort again on set, because it's been, I think it's been after, we're working together after like, I don't know, like 5 years or 7 years, I think. It's a long time.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
Right.
And from the first action, I was like, oh, okay, it's fine. You know, we still have that ease, you know, from the way that we work together, and he's a great co-star. I'm really enjoying, you know, being back on set with him. Okay,
this is Ashrar Ali from Patna. When you look back at your life now, what's the biggest regret and highest achievement, satisfaction moment you find about your life?
Wow, I mean, that's a tough question to answer. There's so many, like it's hard to just take a specific moment or a specific, you know, incident, because actually it was just, you know, when I look back at everything, I just feel a lot of gratitude. I feel I've done a lot of the things that I really wanted to do, that were my dreams, and I don't know how many people are able to say that, so I count myself really fortunate that a lot of the dreams that I had in my mind, I was able to achieve them, and they were able to come true. And regrets, there's no point. We can't go back and change anything, so I think I accept it as part of the journey which has brought me here.
This is, the name is Being Rajiv. The name I think is not there. So Katrina ma'am, आपको साथ काम करने में ज़्यादा मज़ा enjoy किसके साथ आता है? सलमान खान, शाहरुख खान, आमिर खान या रणबीर कपूर?
You know, it's honestly the whole environment of a film set, and that's really the truth.
Right.
The general mahal, like atmosphere of a film set, actually comes from the director. To be honest, so every director has a different temperament, and the film also demands how the environment of the set is going to be. If you're on a comedy set, then you hope that the environment is fun and light.
Right.
If you're on a very dramatic, intense, you know, emotional film, like say Zero, like Zero was not a very light set to be on. It was a heavy set for me every time I was on it, because there was a lot of angst in the character. So it really depends. Yeah, it depends what film you're working on. But they're all incredible people, and that's the honest truth.
No, definitely.
They're all incredible.
I think what you did in Zero was, I think, incredible. Every single time you were there on screen, it was something else. We've
Thank
never
you.
seen you like that. I think it was really spot on.
Thank you.
Sipun Meher from Bhubaneswar. Whenever you and Salman come together, you never fail to create magic. People have lots of expectations from SAL-KAT. What's the newness in Bharat, and which one is your fab scene from Bharat? I think scene you've already talked about. How do you react to SAL-KAT, this
SAL-KAT.
this term? Which
Yeah,
is
I love these little
quite
terms. But actually, that doesn't sound too bad. Some of them sound really bad.
Right.
This is actually not too bad. No, I think me and Salman have been really, really incredibly fortunate and blessed to have the kind of response that from the audience that our films so far have had.
Right.
And our last two films being Ek Tha Tiger and Tigers and Daya. And I really, really hope that Bharat continues in that, you know, in the kind of the way the audience have been receiving our films. I feel it has the potential to be our most special film. So
Right.
fingers crossed. And I think now it's just we have to wait and see. The more I
So-
say about the film, then the more, you know, we just have to wait now and see on Friday or whenever the film releases on Eid.
So Katrina
What
Kaif,
happens?
you're a numbers person as well. Do you think that it'll cross Tigers in that?
You know, I can't predict that anymore. I can't predict.
All right, okay.
I can tell you, I hope so.
Yes. Ilham from Morocco. Our inspirational Katrina, how do you adapt to all these changes in life?
I think you accept that everything is impermanent. And if you accept that everything is impermanent, then you expect that there is to be change, and change will happen.
Naba from Guwahati, please describe Salman in one word.
Salman in one word, unpredictable.
Sushmita from Guwahati, which is your favorite look of Salman in Bharat?
I think the part where he's in the Abu Dhabi chapter,
Right.
which is what you see in the Chashni song.
Okay. All right. This is Hanita from Burma. Whom would you rate as proficient dancers in Hindi cinema? Big love.
Oh wow. I mean, I think everyone's a good dancer nowadays. Every time I see a song, I'm like, oh wow, that person's done so well. Of course, I think the ultimate icon of grace and enjoyment when she dances for me is Madhuri Dixit.
Right. She is ultimate. This is Mahira Khan from Bareilly. Loving your project's choices even more lately. My question is there any genre or role that you strongly wish to play, and why? Any genre or role that you wish to play?
Genre, I don't know, but the kind of roles that I think I really want to play now are roles are kind of something where there's something very unique and different about the character. I think now what's happened also is just by sheer nature of the amount of films that I've done now,
Ji.
that you get a sense of, okay, I've done this before, you know? When you hear narrations and you hear scripts, you get a sense of that feeling of, okay, it's nice, there's nothing wrong in it, but I've done it already. And I think once I start feeling that, then I start feeling disinterested. And the most important thing is that I'm interested. Because if I'm interested and I'm connected to what I'm doing, then I think that will show on screen. And the audience will feel that this person cares about what they're doing. They care about this character and what they're trying to, you know, show on screen. If I am complacent or indifferent, that's also going to show.
When you listen to a song like Athea, so the moment you listen to it, do you feel the groove inside and you're looking forward to just performing to it? Because dancing is something that you really enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoy dance, but actually in Bharat, because we had gone so much and we were enjoying so much the character and what we were doing in the scenes, that when Ali said that there's going to be some dance in the song, I actually was very, very hesitant. And I was like, are you sure we should do this here? And, you know, are you absolutely certain we're going to keep our, you know, what we've tried to create, showing this woman like this, even in this situation? And then I think just it was the way that him and Vaibhavi Merchant also kind of,
Ji.
they kept the character in the song. It didn't just jump out of place and become, you know, a glamorous number. There very much was kept who, you know, this woman is and who, you know, Kumud is in the film, and kept that through the whole song. They kept the attitude through the song.
So you said about the character, just that it has to be within the character. Has a thought of maybe directing or producing crossed your mind? Is that something that
Producing,
you like
yes. Producing purely from the point of view that there's some content which you really want to put your name to because you believe in it so much.
Ji.
And I think there's a lot of that that you see nowadays. You know, honestly, with these platforms that have opened up, and the kind of you know, opportunities in the
Digital platforms?
Yeah, the digital platforms. I think it's really
Would you like to do something on that?
See, I think I will at some point do something on the digital platform. But what I think it has allowed is it's allowed for a lot more stories to kind of start coming out and to being out there. So you're reading a lot more scripts. I'm seeing a lot of interesting content right now.
What have you seen on a digital platform that you have liked?
Well, the last thing I saw was Made in Heaven, and I'm really enjoying that. Like, I think Zoya, Nitya, Alankrita, Reema, they've just, really they're doing some fantastic
That was
work.
something else.
Yeah.
This is Lina from Morocco. What was the most challenging thing for you in Bharat?
I think just getting that the whole, it's a very solid person. It was a very solid character, and just getting that whole, the note right. I don't know how else to put it, but getting that pitch right, I think was just what we wanted to do.
Sanjana from Bangalore. Which is your favorite song from the movie Bharat?
I think Etya.
Atya?
Etya.
Pavan from Lucknow. Let me know your
Also because it's my song.
Ji. Let me know your favorite flower and color as well. I know it's not related to Bharat the film, but after the super success of Bharat, you're going to receive many presents.
Oh, how sweet. Favorite flower?
And color.
Oh no. I'm going to say roses, but white.
Konul Shaheen from Istanbul, Turkey. Who's Katrina's fashion and style inspiration?
I don't, there's many people that I could say abroad, but, I think closer to home, I think someone who dresses very nicely and who I really like the way that she kind of, her fashion choices, I think is Sonam.
Sonam Kapoor?
Yeah, I think she always looks really interesting. You always look forward to what she's going to wear.
Okay, this is Juliana from Indonesia. Katrina ma'am, what describes the character of a Kumud Rana? Are the characters smart and brave? Is she like a smart and brave character?
It's the
Characteristics, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's very well put. She's smart, she's strong, she's very courageous, which is very similar to brave, and I think she's someone who has no qualms with showing and being honest and open, and I think that's the hardest thing to be. A lot of times, as we talked about earlier, when you think of strength, you think of showing nothing and closing up and, that's, oh, I'm strong. But actually to be open and to really express and show who you are without any guards, that takes a lot of strength.
This is Anjali from Delhi. I know there are still 2 months left, but what are your plans for your birthday this year?
No. Yeah, I don't know yet. I think I'll take that decision around June 7th.
Okay.
But I've been out of the country for my last 2 birthdays, I think. Yes. Last year I was in the countryside and in England, in the English countryside, and the year before I was at IFA in New York. That was really fun. Because everyone kept on singing happy birthday, remember? And then by the end,
even in the press conference.
Yeah, and then by the end, the audience in the stadium, because there's that big stadium where IFA was happening, they were like, "Arey, how many times are we going to be made to sing happy birthday?"
All right, this is Abdullah from Kabul, Afghanistan. Would you say your character in Bharat is the best performance of your career?
I would say I definitely hope so.
This is Sanmaya Srivastava from Bihar. Who is your 3 a.m. friend from Bollywood?
Ali.
Pooja from Kolkata. What is your next movie after Sooryavanshi?
Not sure yet.
Monisha from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Would you like to do an action movie like Angelina Jolie?
Absolutely.
Pawan from Lucknow. Hey KK, you're looking breathtakingly beautiful today in sari. Thanks.
Wow, that's fast. How does he know?
Yeah, so they've seen it. So I've taken it
okay, from the press conference.
Yes.
Okay.
What are the plans for Bharat the film success party and your birthday, which is coming soon? So I think birthday you already said success party.
I really hope so. I think that God willing, if the audience really likes and supports the film, then we will definitely do something in celebration of that and call all our friends in the media and everyone that's, who's been a part of the film.
At the rate Renul6, are you doing Aditya Dhar's next with Vicky Kaushal? Cause please do it, girl. Are you doing Aditya Dhar's film?
No. I mean, there's no such film like this at the moment.
Mumtaz Khan, 123B, the name is not there. Are you doing PT Usha biopic? Please tell me.
At the moment, the only film I've signed after Bharat is Sooryavanshi. And whenever I choose my next film,
Faridun, you will definitely be one of the first people I tell.
Thank you very much. This is Pratim Roy from Calcutta. Is she getting into productions? Would love to know the type of content she wants to create. I think.
Yeah, I mean that's the type of content that I would want to create. Is I do want to get into. I would like to. There's some films that I have some stories that I've heard, which I would like to produce, and I hope I'm able to. The kind of content is just something that you feel passionate about. It could be a small indie kind of a film. It could be an action film, but it's something which you feel very passionately about.
Okay, this is Rucha Kashikar from Mumbai. Your favorite dialogue from Bharat?
My favorite dialogue from Bharat is in the scene which is there in the trailer where I tell Bharat and Vilayati that you're really wasting my time here, and itni bhari gyan ki zarurat bilkul nahi.
That was.
But the whole scene.
Can you please say that if possible?
No. See, this is what I knew was going to happen. I knew people were going to start doing that. No, I want people to come in and see it in the film and see it in the movie. And that's only a bit of it. Like, she gives him a big lecture. This is a little bit of it.
This is Amit Rupolia from Delhi. Were you always wanted to be an actress? Basically, did you always want to be an actress? How do you find working with a multiple star cast?
I mean, I've done a few films that I would call a multiple star cast. I think Dhoom 3 was a multiple star cast. I think Zero was a multiple star cast. I enjoy it. I like being on set with lots of people.
All right, last question. This is Dinesh Kumar from Jaisalmer, Rajasthan. How many hours do you do your workout?
Wow. So it depends. It really depends what type of film. So when I was shooting for Bharat, which was from July or I think maybe August last year, I think August to last year to February this year, I only did yoga. So I changed my plan because it was just what I wanted to do during the time of shooting this film. If I'm doing another type of film that requires a different kind of a physique, like say Tiger Zinda, then I would probably have, spend more time.
I spoke to Ali recently and he said that he already has a script for Tigers in the sequel. And apparently Salman sir has liked it. Aditya Chopra has apparently liked it as well. So
the thing with Ali is you always know very last minute what he's up to. And even though he's a very good friend of mine, I always know very last minute what he's up to. Like he works on something for a long time and he tells me like right at the last minute. So I'm used to that about him.
Have you heard the script?
No, I've not.
But I'm sure you're looking forward to it because that's one character that I'm sure that you'd love to be.
See, I mean, at the moment I don't know anything about that, honestly, but I think the Tiger series as a franchise is a genuinely really incredible franchise, and I think it lends itself to so many. You just think what you can do with the characters, right? Like you can take them so many places, and there's so many interesting stories you can do within that franchise.
Right.
So I definitely think that you can really definitely take the franchise forward in so many wonderful ways.
All right, so Katrina Kaif, as always, wonderful talking to you. And congratulations on the huge buzz that you've created with Bharat. Looking forward to the film and all your future films.
Thank you, and I'm looking forward to you seeing the film.
I'm looking forward to that as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's all we have from Bollywood Hungama. Keep on watching.
Hi, this is Katrina Kaif, and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.